Hey guys, I'm Alex and welcome to the Pokevlog. So this week we've got some new information from the Pokemon Game Show, which was an event held in Japan, held by the Pokemon Company. So one of the big bits of information that got quite interesting is that we're going to have an anime special to coincide with the X and Y anime. So it's going to be called Pokemon The Origin. It's going to air in Japan on the 2nd of October and air internationally on the 12th. So this isn't actually going to follow Ash or any of the typical characters. In fact, the whole animation style is completely different. So check the trailer out in the sidebar, it's really cool. So this is going to follow the Red, Green and Blue games. So it's going to follow Red and Blue, the main characters from the Red, Green and Blue. So Red was the main character that you played and Blue is your rival. And now I know Ash and Gary were actually based off Red and Blue. Ash was off Red and Gary off Blue. But Ash and Gary are not the same characters in Red and Blue. Ash and Gary are the anime adaptations, and they're kind of made somewhat childish because of the fact that the anime was based for children and the games were kind of an older audiences thing. So I think this new anime is actually going to be based for an older audience, and it looks like it definitely is. It looks like it's more based anime rather than cartoon, whereas the actual anime, the official anime for Pokemon, the one that's been running for like 600 episodes, is more based on children and kind of more and more basing itself on children throughout the Black and White series. So a lot of people disliked that, and I know when the Black and White 2 trailers came out, the anime trailers, that people loved it, and people loved the fact that they had this new anime style and this older audience's basis for this anime thing that they made. And I think Pokemon really picked up on that the older audiences wanted their own like anime that not to follow Ash, despite the fact that they've grown up with Ash and they loved Ash, but maybe it was time to move on to a different character. So I definitely think that Pokemon have picked up on this and have made this new anime, and it's brilliant. So now we don't know whether it's going to be based off the manga or not, because most of the time animes are based off mangas, whereas the Pokemon anime was actually based off the game, and that's why it ended up more of a cartoon than an anime itself. So if it is based off the Pokemon manga, a lot of people will be very pleased because the manga itself was actually based off the games, so therefore it wouldn't be too much different to the anime being based off the games. But I think if it's based off the manga, it definitely has a storyline to follow, and it would definitely be an older audience's thing. And it also guarantee that there's more story to come rather than just being fixed to what we got with the Red, Green and Blue games. Now I did say it might not be a series because of the fact that it was called a special and not a series, and then we've had special in the past, which, like Pokemon Chronicles. Pokemon Chronicles was quite different though. Pokemon Chronicles followed the actual animation style, and everything was the same, just had different characters. But the fact it's called a special makes me think maybe it's not going to be a whole series itself, because you'd think they'd call it a new series of Pokemon rather than a special. And in addition to that, if you look at the trailer, you will see that, Red gets his Charmander as his first Pokemon, and Blue gets his Squirtle as his first Pokemon, but in the trailer you see these fully evolved, therefore you kind of assume that went a bit too quickly, because when you show trailers, you tend to show it on from earlier on in the episodes of the anime. You don't show from like the end episodes of an anime in a trailer to advertise the start of an anime, because you just give things away. You don't do that. So therefore it's kind of making me think possibly there's only going to be one episode or a couple of episodes of this, and therefore they're going to kind of briefly show the whole journey of Red and Blue throughout the whole Kanto region, and we're not really going to get a whole new series. I really do hope we get a new series, but a few pointers are kind of pointing that it's not going to be a new series. Maybe they're just trying it out. And I'm jumping to conclusions here. And they threw all that in just to sort of do a couple of episodes to see how people respond to it, and then do a whole anime on it. I love that. In addition to this, also a Pokemon promo thing was shown for Pokemon X and Y. So basically, what it was is the Pikachu walks from the original Game Boy Classic and the Charmander, Squirtle and Bulbasaur, walks through all the generations of consoles, so you have all different Game Boy Advance and the DS, and all the different games and the spin-off games and the characters, the main starters from each of the games, walks through them all, and then finally gets the Pokemon X and Y games, and it's really cool. I think you check it out in the sidebars. But the new bit of information we got from that is that it cuts out at the end and puts X and Y, the usual end, but then just jumps to a screen as if almost accidentally coming on, like through fuzz and stuff on TV, of a Blaziken versus Lucario screen. It looks like a city in Japan or something, and then it fuzzes out again, like as if this TV has lost signal or something, and it continues, and just finish it off with text and things like they usually do. But that little clip there has made a lot of people think that possibly it's going to hint at a new game, because it doesn't look like any of the games we've had so far. It doesn't look like it will be in any of the games. It just wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't make sense to be there anyway if it was just something made by them to promote the games. It was just an image to promote the X and Y games, because it didn't show Mega Evolutions or anything, which we would expect it to do, because both those Pokemon can Mega Evolve. So therefore, you've got to think that it's going to be hinting at something else. It definitely seems, the way it's projected and presented, it definitely seemed like it was Pokemon being sneaky, trying to hint something there. But a lot of people think it's a Wii U game, and I think it'd be pretty cool if it was a Wii U game. Plus, an additional thought I had is that it showed the GameCube and each of the Wii and the things, each were of the console versions of the games. Like you had Pokemon Colosseum when you had Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, and you could then go use the trade between them, and etc. etc. So maybe this is going to be a Pokemon X and Y Wii U game, which I think would be fantastic. There's also a demo of Pokemon X and Y at the Pokemon Game Show, which featured kind of the start of the game and just a few features of the game. So one of the things we do know about the game that we didn't know before is that now we know how to Mega Evolve a Pokemon. So basically when you send out Pokemon in battle that is holding the Mega Stone and can Mega Evolve, you'll go into attack menu and you can choose your 4 attacks, but also at the bottom you can have the Mega Evolution thing, which kind of makes me think that it's going to take up a turn of attacks, because it's in the attack menu and therefore you can't attack that turn because you're Mega Evolve. It's basically a substitute for attack. It's kind of like a stat boost move, because it basically is something that takes up a turn of your attacking and boosts up your Pokemon's power and stats and things. So therefore it is just a fancied up stat boost, and can also change your ability as well. In addition to this, there wasn't really new information in any other aspect other than the fact that you can ride Rhyhorns and Skidos, the pre-evolutions of Go-Go, and therefore there's also going to be some pre-Generation 6 Pokemon in the overworld, and therefore possibly you're going to be able to walk with your Pokemon in some places, because you can ride Pokemon. I guess you could walk with them, I don't know. That'd be really cool, because that's something that people missed in Generation 5, because in Generation 4 when we had Heart Gold, Soul Silver, you could walk with your Pokemon everywhere, which was a brilliant feature. So maybe we're going to get something more like that. Like I said, there wasn't much new information. All it really included was a few Pokemon battles, and you had to battle Professor Sycamore, and he told you how to Mega Evolve Pokemon. There wasn't really much else, so let's move on to the question of the week. So what do you think of this new anime Pokemon The Origin? I really like it because it's something that people have been waiting for a while. We get a different main character now, we get to focus on someone else, and just the fact that it's an anime rather than a cartoon, because Pokemon for so long has just been, at the start it was quite anime styled, and it had a lot of deep features to it. It had a lot of moments in which you would cry at it. So cartoons, of course, you wouldn't cry. Like the Butterfree scene, of course, I remember that. The Pikachu, Ash leaving Pikachu, not to spoil anything, but there were some emotional scenes in it, very much like an anime. But progressively, it got less and less like that throughout the generations. Now, it had some focuses on other aspects, like in the Hoenn region. I loved it because it was more comedy, and it had some things for older people as well, but then it's got less and less things for the older audiences. It's moved on and very much has moved into a cartoon style thing in the Unova region, and therefore I definitely do think that Pokemon are reaching out to the older audiences with this. But also I don't know how it's going to affect the Pokemon X and Y anime, because personally I think if Pokemon do make a whole new series of an anime that's based for all the audiences, they'll go completely the way with the anime that they've got with Ash and etc., and make it into a real cartoon, which is different to what we thought previously, because previously, a few episodes of Pokevlog ago, I mentioned that I thought the X and Y anime is going to be a little bit older and have Ash aging. Maybe the whole fact that they are bringing this new anime that's based for all audiences means that Pokemon have realised the big fan base is the old audiences and they're not children, and the big fan base is us, the old people who want the old anime, and therefore maybe they're going to make this new anime for all audiences and to bring people in, but also have the main anime, the X and Y anime, based for all the audience as well, and just sort of age everything up a little bit, because Pokemon is following the generation it grew up with. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment down below, and I'll see you next week.